With Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast being such a large company, I've decided to offer my services to this company for free and tell them exactly what to do. Offering my services for free to Wizards of the Coast is a way to save the shareholders some money. Let's face it, this company needs to continue to generate revenues, but you have a player base that is angry and frustrated with your product and is abandoning ship en masse. We need to save the game. So what decisions do we come to save the game? That's what we're here to discuss. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel, and welcome aboard to all the Wizards of the Coast shareholders, Chris Cox, and anyone else who deems it necessary to come hang out today to learn something about Magic. Now, the decisions I'm going to make today are not going to be easy. They are not going to be liked by everyone, but I believe them to be necessary to save the game, the company, and continue to generate profits. This is what we are here to do today, and we're going to start with a nice little spread here. You ready? So first off, we are going to start by cutting production by 35% on all product lines. All product lines related to Magic the Gathering. By giving us a 35% haircut across all product lines, we will save warehouse space, shipping costs, and staffing costs. This will streamline the company and allow for more money to flow into other areas of the company and continue to expand and diversify. We need to save money. Now, on the player side, by these cuts and by announcing a 35% haircut, we have to prove to the players that it's 35%. We will print the production numbers. We will give players an understanding of where and how many cuts are being made, so they will know, at least for a limited time, the production numbers of all Magic the Gathering products, at least in a limited fashion, to give them and the consumers confidence in our brand and our company. Now, as we continue along, we are going to reduce foils to a higher quality and only to be found inside collector boxes. This will allow for collector boxes to be a truly collectible, unique item, and foils to retain value going forward and to be known and found in one particular product. This will allow us to streamline our production costs on draft and set boxes as well as bundle packs, and it lets players who have a certain means to know where to go for the higher end, more expensive products. This will deviate both product lines out, one for the so-called whales, one for the average player base who wants to enjoy the product, but not at a higher price point just because the odd foil might be in there. And on the secondary market, which we do not acknowledge, there will be a chance for some of these cards to go up in value and be an asset to the company later on. This, I think, is good all the way around. Now, as we continue, I want you to know that loading all variants also into collector boxes, knowing that any variants we create will only be found in collector boxes. Again, this will allow players to understand that the higher price point for those collector boxes is and will be of value to them. They will know they will be difficult and harder to get. That will increase the overall value and collectability of certain variants, certain rares and mythics inside the set because they will know where it is found, and of course production numbers being known, we will know how many are being generated. This will allow for continued secondary market growth that we can access later on. Not that we deem and understand the secondary market at all. We have no clue what's going on. But we think it's a good thing to try this out. Again, this will allow for collector boxes to rise in price, but also allow for draft and set boxes to stay at a standardized price and not have the increases that will affect players who can afford to go after the higher priced products. Now, we will have to let players know exactly how many mythics and rares are going to a box. We will make mythics mythic again. Mythics will be 1 to 3 per box regardless of the box. That means anywhere in a set or draft, 1 to 3. That means also in collector boxes, only a maximum of 3. For rares, we are talking 3 to 6 rares per box. We are going to generate rarity again. We're going to make sure players understand that getting these cards will not just be everywhere. It won't be a game piece that anyone can own. You will have to find them. You will have to search for them. Now, we will have standardized box prices that won't be going up in value, but also we'll see more openings of those boxes because players will be seeking out these cards. They will generate value and they will generate recognition to the collectability of this game. Now, uncommons will be 72 per box, and that, of course, will be for draft boxes. This is something I think we need to continue, but not overexpand on. Uncommons need to have some value as well. And this way, if we have 72, which is only 2 per booster pack in a draft box, we are limiting to how many can be created inside of our sphere of influence on each and every set. Now, Wizards of the Coast would also like to recognize the secondary market value and the value of these cards as collectible and valuable game pieces. These cards will continue to grow in value with a new introduced reprint schedule. This schedule will say that cards cannot be reprinted from their inception for at least 5 years in wording, art, or in form. That means those cards will have guaranteed secondary market value for at least 5 years as players get to play with the game pieces and enjoy them before the chance of a possible reprint. This will allow players to deem their cards valuable, sell them on the secondary market, but also build asset classes for our shareholders and allow us to cash in even bigger. After that 5 years is up, we will have a regular rotation of cards that will continue to grow the Magic economy. We will also find a way to tax you even heavier on it and bring more money home because we recognize the market. We'll probably find a way to tax all the local game stores some percentage of the profits. We'll get in there. Don't worry, we're working on that one still. Now, as we go forward, of course, we need to promote this game. We need to bring back Standard. Standard needs to be heightened, influenced, and encouraged and massaged. So we will have 10 years of a minimum $1 million grand prize. This prize will be tax-free. All taxes will be paid by Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast. Players will be able to expand their Magic knowledge, skills, and abilities by trying to get to regional qualifiers to move up the ranks for the $1 million grand prize. Now, this will seem like a very small potato in terms of costs when we look at how much money is going to be generated from the future of this game. When players know they have a chance at $1 million that is tax-free, they will clamor at the opportunity and spend even more money trying to climb the ladders to get into that gameplay. Knowing that anybody has a shot just based on a few cards, this is something we need to encourage to make us more money. Now, as we promote the game, and we do need to promote the game and widen the player base of Magic the Gathering, or it's just going to end up like another Monopoly game sitting at a local cottage 30 years from now, we are going to offer this game for free. We will have introductory decks available in 20 different types, and they'll be available to any school, library, or community center that wants to order them from our website. We will give as many copies as necessary, and yes, these cards will be basically worthless, but they will teach kids how to play the game. They will teach the next generation how much fun it is. We'll include free introductory magazines just like Scholastic books. And inside that book, it'll tell the story of Magic the Gathering. It'll tell the story of how players go for the $1 million grand prize, how valuable these cards are, and we will build it into the next generation. Now, again, there's always the chance that in our card construction ideas going forward that there will be banned cards. And if these banned cards do come about, we need to find a way to make sure that it won't be a problem. So any cards going forward that are banned for any reason in any format automatically become reserve list cards. This cannot be undone. The card will never be printed again. This will encourage us as a company to make sure we make quality cards that interact properly in the game. And of course, if they do happen to get banned, it widens out the possibility of the reserve list and allows for these cards to be played. This is something we vow to you, Wizards of the Coast, and we think it's a great idea. I get it. We're here at the end of the video. Some of you may have agreed with some of these solutions and ideas I had. Others may have just been laughing the whole way through, saying how ridiculous it is. But either way, this company needs to do something. I'm hearing it more and more, that players don't want to buy cards that have no value. They don't want to buy and pay top dollar for something that doesn't have a secondary market value. They want to know these cards have some kind of future, or what's the point of buying them? Because anyone can proxy a card. And if you want to have the game be recognized as being something more than just a card game, you need to support tournament play. You need to support LGSs. You need to figure out a system that can never change. Just like hockey, baseball, basketball. Guys, the bigger the events, the less they seem to change with the times. Small evolutions happen, but they need to recognize which formats will be played, which are the officially recognized formats that will matter, the cards that will matter inside those formats, and they will focus on them. And that is where they will derive their income from. Secondary formats like Commander that could become officially recognized but aren't right now, that's up for Wizards of the Coast. Imagine they allowed it to be officially recognized and they designed cards specifically for Commander or Vintage or Legacy. It doesn't matter. The point is, any of these solutions, any 2 or 3, would bring a change about in the game. And these are solutions I thought and have been thinking for a long time. Expanding the reserve list, sure, just add banned cards on. Any card banned in a format for any reason. This will encourage the company. Guys, there is so much they could do that they just haven't touched on. And it's not as if they're going to run out of card ideas. It's an infinite canvas of ideas that company can come up with if they want to. They just need the right push in the right direction. So I offer my services for free, and so do you. Slam those comments down there. Let me know what you guys think about any of these ideas or all of them. Ridiculous, or you're backing it. Either way, we got to shop smart, shop S-smart, and always bring a friend to Magic. We got to expand this game out to tens of thousands of people minimum every year. Minimum. We need to grow this game to 50, 60, 100 million plus players. You need this to be an officially recognized thing worldwide and have tournaments that have like ESPN coverage type thing like the World Series of Poker. They got to step up the plate, and they can do it. They have the money. They just got to be willing to spend it and realize they will make a lot more money the bigger the game becomes recognized, because they control the whole thing, just like MMA and stuff, guys. Recognize. All right, guys, have a great one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out and listening. Hope you had some fun with the video like I did, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Today's video was made possible by the amazing Patreon supporters of MTG Moxman. Thanks again to all these amazing patrons. Without their support, this kind of content is not possible. Thanks again for supporting the channel. I look forward to seeing your comments in the comment section. Patrons rock. I was just wondering if the Pinkertons were coming right now to knock on my door after that video. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Yeah, either way, they got to stop thinking so small. This company has to stop thinking small and think big. They have the cornerstone of something that's played by 20 to 40 million players, and all they need to do is fix it. They can make a lot more money than what they're doing right now. They just don't see it. If you've got people playing the World Series of Poker paying thousands of dollars in entrance fees, if you've got big, huge, massive sports arenas that are dedicated to online sports games and playing video games, and you've got events with basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, the evolution of games are all around us all the time. They need to stop thinking it's just a little tiny card game. Get behind things. It's their game, their system. They own it. If they own it, they can exploit it, and they don't have to make the money off of everyone. They can make everyone have a little bit of pain and bring out a massive new resurgence of players to this game. It'd be crazy to see what they could do if they actually put their minds to it and got somebody behind it who knew what they were doing. Just saying. Thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. Have an awesome day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Oh, you're at the end of the video. Marvel Cinematic Universe. We got to say something special here, and of course, we are going to say it's the one in the car we want.